What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we've talked about a lot of designers, but two different tiers. We've talked about some Middle Eastern stuff. We've talked about some of my favorite pickups in general, but we haven't talked about the luxury niche stuff yet. And I had to do more than 10. I just did. There's stuff that's just personal favorites of mine. I tried to not put as many multiples from brands as I could. I only picked one Mancera we're going to start with. We've had some good stuff. Again, just like with the designers, we've had some good niche stuff, really good. And these are 15 of my personal favorites. Now, some of your favorites may not be on here. I absolutely don't have even remotely close to every 2024 niche release that came out this year. But when it comes to luxury scents, from what I got this year, these are my 15 favorites. Stay tuned. Starting with that Mancera fragrance I was talking about. Now look, I paid full retail and bought it overseas for Cinque Terre. Beautiful pine green aquatic. I'm digging that fragrance. But as far as versatility, I think Amberful was Mancera's best release this year. Look at the perfect spot for that super bright sunlight. But this is such a good scent. Kind of in the vein of a Tigar meets Ganymede kind of thing. It's metallic green and woodsy. It's very citric and kind of ambery overall. But it's not the same citrus. It's not the same green. It's not as metallic. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of in the vein of that, while still kind of being its own thing. It's so good. I believe it to be more versatile overall than Cedrat Boisé. I know. Did a full review on this one. I love it. This is hands down one of my favorite releases of the year in general, let alone from a niche standpoint. This is must try from the brand for me if you're looking for a great do-it-all with some really good performance that offers some pretty decent quality. It's pretty hard to beat. It's Mancera's Amberful. New from Day 3 Fragrances, we've got Aylan. So Aylan is a vanilla oud fragrance with some saffron that gives more of a leathery facet overall than a warm spicy tone. This doesn't have all the smokiness. Kind of think fragrances like Virtus Vanilla Oud, but that's a darker, has more burnt smoked vanilla, more warm spice, whereas this is smoother. This is cleaner. And the vanilla is so much creamier. Sweeter, creamier type of vanilla. This is delicious. This is a gourmand vanilla oud. Oh, such a delicious fragrance. Some of their best work. I put it right behind Bonnie as my second favorite from the house because it's just hard to top that mango papaya for me. But when it comes to, delicious vanillas, without a lot of oud funk here, it's more of a dry, warm wood. Really good stuff and phenomenal performance as well. It's Day 3 Fragrances, Aylan. Fruity, fiery, hot, ambery, warm, and spicy. Argos has put out some good stuff. Sharon's Veil is beautiful, sweet oud, sweet smoky oud, but I prefer this. This is Sacred Flame. I think Sacred Flame is the best release of the year for Christian from Argos. Again, nice and warm, fruity because of the just level of amber benzoin that you get from this, while having a fiery, hot spice to it. Sacred Flame, it's only fitting. Just, oh man, so good. Hints of florals. Just a warm fragrance, just like the color would indicate. Very warm type of stuff. Some of his best work. I think it's top 3 from the brand, let alone top 5. I think it's bumped into my top 3 overall. I just really appreciate this. Of course, there's so much artistry in the presentation with these hand-painted plates. They do the engraving work. As you can see, got my name engraved on the bottom of the base. The jewel on top, the glass stopper, and the atomizer, the micro atomizer, just the thick base glass, everything about it. You get a lot for your money here. You're going to pay a premium, you're going to get a premium for your money. So definitely worth sampling. Christian's best release of the year, in my opinion, Sacred Flame. A Nectar Cream Snowball with mango meets a little bit of a sweeter oud. Mango oud from Gritti. Oh, am I a fan of this one. I love the color scheme to the bottle, too. This is so freaking good. I love my mango scents, and this is an extremely unique one. I love when I get to smell this one. It's a sugary, sweet, creamy... Again, think Nectar Cream Snowballs. Any of you that's ever tried those, the way this creamy, cooling, icy kind of thing is going. With sliced mango. And the oud here is kind of a slightly sweeter, mildly medicinal type of oud. So wearable, so enjoyable and addictive to sniff on. Of course, great quality, great performance, all the things you would expect from niche brand. Hands down, one of my favorites this year, the Mango Oud from Gritti. Maybe not for everybody, but so far in some decant swaps I've done, big hit with a lot of people. Xerjoff knocked it out the park. If you like creamy white floral and coconut, you will like Quattro Pizzi. Quattro Pizzi is a good one, and it got relatively affordable, mid to low 100s, pretty quickly after it released. This is thick tuberose. Like whipped cream tuberose coconut. There's other notes, but that's what's going on here. It gives that tropical sunscreen-esque type of feel that a combination of tuberose and coconut can do, just so well executed. This pearlescent, creamy white tone to the bottle is very emblematic and symbolic of the profile that you're going to get here. Again, super creamy, white floral, tuberose heavy. That's one of the florals that I think I've come to learn over the years that I actually quite enjoy, that's typically in feminine fragrances and marketed for women, but I don't know, it's just something about a creamy tuberose note that just grabs me every time. This is some sexy stuff. Xerjoff Quattro Pizzi. Tropical fruits in powder, pineapple, orange, passion fruit, powdered sweetness. I believe it's a little bit of tonka bean, a hint of florals. This is just a fun fragrance. There's a lot of people that'll tell you this is the best from Argos. I mean, not Argos, Kajal. I still got Argos in my mind for a Sacred Flame. It's just grabbed me. Kajal, some of their best work. I still think Lamar is their most interesting fragrance, but their best just enjoyable, fun fragrance is definitely Kajal Aican. This was such a great release for them. It's so good if you like tropical scents too, and you like powdery sweet. I'm a big fan of both of those things. You marry them together, you get Icon. In the vein of stuff like God of Fire, but again, much more powdery. Not the same type of tropical fragrance. There's fruity elements that tie to one another, but again, not the same fragrance. And this one is, bordering the monster type of performance. This is, you don't need a lot of sprays. Less is more. Kajal Aican. This next one came out earlier in the year, and I think I'm one of the few that actually prefers it to the original because I love mint. I think it really freshens it up and makes it a more versatile daily wear than an evening date night fragrance. We're talking about M. Micallef's Desir Toxic L'Intense. A lot of people, from what I've gathered since this come out, still prefer the original. Cool, all good, not throwing shade at anybody. I think this is better. If I was just keeping one, I'd keep the L'Intense. I think they did a great job here. It still has that hemp smell. Black currant gives kind of that deeper, dark, fruity smell. And bright mint leaf, like really fresh. Intense as in a monster performer? No. Like, it's not really all that intense. I think it's fresher. Doesn't lack any balls, like it didn't lose the depth that it had, but it did freshen things up. Again, that not a toothpaste bubblegum type of minty tone, more of a green mint leaf type of thing, and I think it really works here. Above average performance, 6 to 8 hour range longevity, nothing crazy, just like the original. If you have the original, you don't need this one. They're wildly redundant. It's literally the original plus some mint leaf. It's a pretty big change, but it's still Desir Toxic. So if you have Desir Toxic, you don't need it. But if I was picking between the two, I'm going with Desir Toxic L'Intense. I think it's a great release for this year. And with that, I could not help but keep this in here. This is recent. I recently got it. This is one of the most interesting fragrances I've smelled this year. I fully anticipate it to get mixed reviews from a lot of people because it's a bit of a challenge in the opening. It's a animalic clove honey kind of thing, but it's very earthy green. I could have swore there was castoreum in this when I smelled it blindly. It is from M. Micallef, again, Ma Nature. We went from super wearable. I figured let's talk about the two back-to-back. Super wearable, fresh every day. Very interesting, niche perfumery. More artistic. More of a challenge. Not the most challenging thing out there. I think it's lovely, honestly. But it has that kind of functified castoreum, beaver glands, that's what that is, type smell. I could have swore. I was convinced it was castoreum, and it really works in some fragrances. Definitely not. More of an animalic honey clove kind of thing, if I remember correctly, that create this smell that I was thinking was castoreum. But again, you know, fir resin green type of smell. I don't even remember if that's in the notes, but that's what it smells like. This resinous, sticky green, woody, earthy tone. Just beautiful stuff. If that is your style, you should try this fragrance. It's very well composed. Great quality. The blends, this line in particular, is superior. This is the more mass appealing line, I find, overall. Whereas this particular line, because I have a sweeter oud fragrance in this line also, much more artistic, more niche perfumery is the way I would look at it. More targeted crowd, artistic, enthusiast type of stuff, not the mass marketed, eat, please the nose kind of thing. This is the more interesting conversation starting type of stuff. And Ma Nature totally fits this line. Now, probably not a popular pick for everyone, but I really like it. I think it's Bleu de Chanel with a beautiful twist. It's got this dry, woody, spiced facet while being extremely aquatic, which Bleu de Chanel is not. But it undeniably has some Bleu de Chanel EDP. I would say like 50% relatability. This is Nishane's Deziro. I'm glad I picked this one up. I picked it up on a whim, and I prefer it to Loewe 7 Cobalt, because I know somebody's going to ask, which I did pick up this year as well. That's more of a dead ringer for Bleu de Chanel EDP, whereas this is a huge twist. It's got relatability. It's got the same level of wearability and versatility, but it's not the same fragrance. It's not. There's no denying similarity, but it's not the same fragrance. Again, dry, woody, spiced with the citruses and everything, with a freshwater accord that kind of sounds contradictory, but absolutely works. Nishane, they always deliver. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this one too. I think it's a great release this year. It's Deziro. Overall, as simple as it sounds in the name, the quality is top tier. It's just a beautiful woody citrus fragrance. It's great to wear. The orange here, the mandarin orange, lingers for a long time. It is Akigala Mandarino from New Notes Parfums. This one was sent to me randomly from So Avant-Garde. It was releasing. Are you interested in checking it out? Sure. What the hell? Why not? My favorite from the brand that I've tried so far, and I have 4 fragrances from them now. Well, 3, because I did give one to Rhea Ripley, for those of you who didn't know. Mommy's favorite reviewer for you wrestling fans. Erotica Mini Mal. Gave her that via the Nigerian giant Omas, passed it along. So good. So good. Simple. Simple fragrance. But sometimes simple is all you need. Akigala wood. It has that somewhat soft, warm, yet kind of mildly aquatic type of feel to the Akigala wood. Gives a little bit of a light, leathery facet to it, and a whole lot of mandarin orange. Like I said, the 2 main notes are in the name, and they are the 2 main notes. This is some good stuff. Great longevity, not overwhelming projection, but definitely worth sampling. It's New Notes, Akigala Mandarino. Do you like dark leather? Hint of florals, a little bit of fruitiness at the top, and I mean a lot of dark leather. Xerjoff's Tony Iommi Deified. I know a lot of you are big fans of Monkey Special. I prefer this one. This one's more me. Monkey Special is really good. I just wasn't compelled to get a bottle of it. I have a decant. I've tried it. It was given away in one of my member giveaways. They voted on it. I bought it. We gave it away. This also voted on and given away in the most recent one. So good. A little bit of an apple fruitiness in the top with this super dark, like black leather accord. It's very rich. It's a little earthy. It's smoked. Man, mysterious, almost gothic-like, if you will. I mean, hell, they even have skulls in it and everything. A very gothic type of fragrance, but I find quite wearable. A bit mysterious, but quite wearable. Situational. One that deserves to be sampled. Not a safe blind buy unless you just, this seems like your kind of jam, you know. Good release for this year, though. Very proud of them. We got 2 really good Xerjoff releases, I think, in this video. Xerjoff. Tony Iommi Deified. Okay, they released a few really good fragrances this year. This blew me away. Rivals French Defense for me from the house. This is Mind Games Mentor. Super expensive stuff, I get it. Oh, be prepared. If you're going to sample this, you might end up wanting a bottle. So there's a dark, rich plum note. Salted caramel, just a light saltiness, but immediate caramel when you smell it with a smoky boya oud. Boya oud is what's the main note here. It says boya oud and amber on the plate. But I think they should have put the salted caramel on the plate. There's a lot of it. This is knock your fucking socks off good. Again, unless you're prepared for this to really mess you up, let's say you normally don't buy $400 fragrances. Don't sample it. Unless you're prepared for the possibility, there's no guarantee, no probability, the possibility of you falling in love with it and saying, shit, now I need to get a bottle. Real possibility here. I'm not saying it for theater. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. Be prepared. This is amazing. You may think it's the worst fragrance you've ever smelled. There's always that. It's a subjective thing. You never know. Just because it blows me away doesn't mean it's going to be shit for you. But for me, oh my, because these last 4 are my 4 favorites. Most impressive to me as far as luxury scents that came out this year that I got. As you can see, I just keep sniffing and sniffing. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Rivals French Defense for me is best of the house because French Defense is my favorite from the house. This is really close, though. Mind Games Mentor. A limited release that seems to have been very well received, as I anticipated. Based around Bushman Candle, a lot of Orchinox, which is kind of the ambery side of Ambroxan, that olfactive fatigue a lot of you have been experiencing that I preached in my 19-minute review was a real possibility. I experienced it as well. I don't go completely blind to it. But wispy type of incense, peppered at the top, just beautiful, kind of, candle wax type of waxiness because the Bushman Candle has this natural wax coating they derive the oil from. It is the first of the Prive line, Zaharoff Prive Precious Treasures. In his Basilius collection, it's amazing stuff. It was limited. He ran through them. There will be a small run without those presentations that'll come out, maybe Q3, Q4 of next year. Because there's another Prive coming out next year. For those of you that got it, I'd love to know what you think. Weigh in down below. Everyday wearable, but also has some sex appeal to it because it's a very ambery fragrance. Very ambery. Has amber, and again, Orchinox is a copyrighted lab-created oil from Mon. That's of the Ambroxan family, but more of the amber side of it. It's not like a shower gel type of smell. It's not an aquatic type of smell. It's not over-the-top musky. There's a muskiness to this from the Lorenzo, that skin musk accord, which is another Mon-created oil. This is amazing. Huge fan. It'll stay with you all day. It has monstrous sillage, even though you might not be able to smell it because you will. You want to keep it away from you. Let it come to you. You don't want to spray up here. Pro tip, don't spray up here with fragrances like this. It's going to wear you out pretty quick if so. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. It's George and Claude's best work together, in my opinion. I think there's been a lot of people that would agree with that. Again, this is my opinion, of course. And it's freaking impressive. It really is. The way it behaves, the way it wears, the sensuality to it, the story behind it, the presentation, just the whole shebang that you get here. Makes for a hell of a release. Zaharoff Prive Precious Treasure. So longtime channel member and subscriber, shout out to Aylan, had sent me a little box sample pack of Lorenzo Pazzaglia. And I tried Summer Hammer, Vampire Rum, Cherry Ink, Dream Sea, bunch of them. Tried Sun-Gria. Didn't know it was a 2024 release. Fell in love with it. I was like, that's the one. I need to get a bottle. Just got a bottle, finally. And didn't realize till we unboxed it yesterday, it's a 2024 release. Well, I said, I'll be damned. It's definitely going in my best niche releases of the year. This is so good. Oh, my God. The red wine accord with all the fruits. It's super ripe. God, I melt every time. This is so good. This is so good and so unique. Sample first. This is not a safe blind buy. $149 for the 50 mLs going rate from discounters online. I grabbed it from Olfactory Factory. Venba down below has it in stock, $149. That's kind of going rate when you can find them. This is my favorite of the ones. I know Summer Hammer is the hype. And Summer Hammer is great. And I would like to eventually get a bottle of Summer Hammer, but I had to get Sun-Gria first. Sun-Gria is too good. Too good. It's too good. Please sample this fragrance if you value my opinion. Please sample this fragrance. I would have said the same thing about Precious Treasure. It's just, you can't. It was a limited run. Mentor. Please sample it, but be prepared to want to buy a $400 bottle. These last few is like If you value my opinion, sample these fragrances. My God, because this is definitely my top 4. Sun-Gria is amazing. Again, ripe, fruity, red wine, citrus, a touch of spice, woods. There's like 40 freaking notes in this pyramid. If you see this note pyramid, it's like, did Raja Dove perfume this? Because Raja Dove does these crazy note pyramids. This is like that, but with fruits, grape, orange. Just name that fruit. It's in this freaking fragrance. It's amazing. Lorenzo Pazzaglia Sun-Gria. And last but not least, my most worn fragrance this year. Again, I state, I could swear Claude and George made this for me and none of you have it. It was just made for me. Seraphim Blue. That ain't no bullshit right there. You know how long it normally takes me to do that to a bottle? Any size bottle, even a 30 ml bottle. Unreal. I've been trying to not wear it lately to just give other stuff a shot. It's a personality thing. This is a me fragrance. This is iris. This is aquatic. This is eucalyptus mintiness. This is fresh green, hint of coconut. Like everything about this is me. This is my kind of, it's blue meets tropical, blue aquatic meets tropical meets iris. You throw some incense in here and it would be beyond perfect. That's the only thing missing from my 4 favorite types of fragrances. Blue fragrances, iris fragrances, minty green, like tropical stuff, you know what I mean? Incense is the only thing missing from this because I'm a huge incense guy. So good. So good. Sample. You can totally sample this one for $7 in the link below before the 10% off. That would be for everybody. 10 out of 10 for me. I've given 2 out of 10 out of 10s in my life. This is one of the 2. And I normally don't rate George's fragrances, but this is just perfect for me. It might not be perfect for you. It might be a 7 out of 10 for you. This is a 10 for me. I don't whore out 10 out of 10s. I've given 2 ever. I've given like 3 9.75. My 9.5s are my 10s. I'll throw those around a little bit more. But 10s, I hold them dear. Too many people whore them out. Everything they like's a 10. Not me. 8 and above stuff I really, really like. You know, 7.5s are solid. That's very good fragrances. But we start getting 9.5 and above. That's cream of the crop in my collection. That's my kind of taste and personality. And for me, my most worn for a reason. This is my taste. This is my personality. This is my favorite release of 2024. Hands down. Zaharoff Signature Seraphim Blue. Well, that's my 15 favorite luxury niche fragrance releases of this year. It's just what it is. I'll try to have links to everything the best I can down below if you want to check anything out. Sample, sample, sample. Did I mention sample? None of these are blind buy safe. I mean, some of them kind of are, but nothing's truly blind buy safe, no matter how favorable and easy to wear the fragrance might be. But these are my favorites. Some of your favorites are most certainly not on here. This is of what I picked up that I really like. So with that said, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.